Hey horror fans, welcome back to Room 237, coming at you with another slasher film from the 70s, 1979. And this is one of the weirdest, most bizarre slasher films I've ever seen. I'm actually still a little perplexed by it, but I'll try to explain it the best I can. Tourist Trap. It came out in 79. Kind of a forgotten film. Nobody really talks about this that much. Definitely a weird ass movie. I mean, in essence, it's like if you take Texas Chainsaw Massacre, House of Wax, and whatever the fuck else that is, you somewhat get this. Doesn't feel like a slasher film, but again, essence, I guess it is. Every year, young people disappear. Basically, you have this group of friends, one of which is Tanya Roberts, who, for That 70s Show fans, plays Midge, which when she was younger, she looks like Shannon Doherty. They're sort of out in the middle of nowhere, and they get a flat tire, they get car problems, and nearby, there's a place run by Mr. I already forgot his name. Slauson. Mr. Slauson, played by Chuck Connors. And it's like a weird wax figure mannequin museum that has different themes all around it. And nearby that, there's just a house where I guess Slauson lives. And just there's mannequins and wax figures, and somehow they're all alive. Yeah, this is labeled as a supernatural slasher, which when I saw that I was like, oh fuck, we're gonna get another 1980 Boogeyman, because that was a supernatural slasher. I don't think that subgenre really took off very well, because I don't know too many supernatural slashers. Granted, this is still miles better than a Boogeyman, but I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, the visuals were kind of creepy. It had a creepy atmosphere. I can give it that. It had some very intensely creepy scenes. The plot wasn't very good. You know, like, okay, so you get a flat tire. One of the friends goes off to find help. He comes across this gas station. And he goes inside, and all these mannequins that have horrific faces like that, sort of coming out of closets, coming out of everywhere. They're all laughing, kind of like Evil Dead 2. Then there's all these rods and pipes flying around. He gets impaled. The girls find this swimming hole nearby, so they go skinny dipping. And that's when Mr. Slauson comes by. He seems like a very genuinely nice country bumpkin kind of guy. He's like, come on to back to my museum. We'll see if we can get you some help. Called Slauson's Lost Oasis. That's the name of the tourist trap. And from there, you know, people, when they wander off, they're sort of picked off by this creepy guy who wears a mask like this, or, you know, a mask like that, so he can still move his mouth. Has a weird voice like, "You think I'm pretty? You're gonna die soon." And, you know, I'm gonna say spoiler alert, but I don't know too many people that have seen this or really how popular it is. So, spoiler, well, I mean, seeing it is kind of worth it for some of the visuals. You know, there's a part where this guy, who's the killer, sort of, he walks around with his head, and he's like, "Here's my friend." And, like, when the mouth opens, it's like this weird, ghostly scream. And, like, there's parts and rows of mannequins where the mouths open with this ghostly screaming and moaning coming out. It is creepily atmospheric. I can give it that. It is eerie. The word that keeps wanting to come out is creepy. That's really all I can give it. Plot-wise, there's not a lot to it. It's not a great movie. It's just, worth it for the visuals, one-time viewing, I guess. But from here on are spoilers. So you sort of find out, well, the twist is obvious. You know who it is. It is kind of deceptive. Because, there's a part where some of the friends are down in the basement, tied up. He has this girl tied down. He, rigs her head, and he's putting plaster on her. And, a little taunting, it's so cool and soothing. He's like covering up the lips. Now the eyes you'll never see again. And it's like, it's harder to breathe, isn't it? You're gonna die. Kind of sort of making the viewer kind of feel like what she's going through, I guess. Like the supernatural part, there's this other woman who goes in this room because she sees a mannequin dressed like this other friend. And mannequins are coming to life. She's wearing the scarf and the ends are looks like it's being pulled out. She's strangled. Becomes a mannequin. So it's almost like telekinesis and that scene where they're down in the basement. One of the friends who's tied up tries reaching for a key with his feet, and you see the key getting pulled away. So I guess the guy who is Slosson's the guy doing it all. I guess he has telekinetic powers. You're supposed to believe that this guy and Slosson are brothers. But Slosson keeps him sort of hidden, but he has a thing for turning people into mannequins and making masks of them. That's why I say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it is somewhere out in the South. You're supposed to believe it's this family. The killer who wears this creepy mask, he changes masks, so it's like he changes his identity, like Leatherface. And our final girl is this girl named Molly, who just... The plot gets really confusing and goes all over the place. Like a part where she's kept in a room, and this one mannequin comes to life, gives her some water, but then when she actually wakes up, it's a mannequin again. And somehow all these mannequins just keep coming to life, looking like real people, like real actors. Which I like that one effect where Slosson grabs the one guy's arm and it pops off like a mannequin, but he looks like an actor. Just a very bizarre movie. Very strange. And then there's a part where Molly's on the floor. It's either Molly or the one that looks like Shannon Doherty is on the floor, and all these mannequins are leaning towards her with their mouths, having that ghostly moan and scream coming out, kind of looking like that. I mean, it is an eerie movie. It is creepy. I can give it that, but I can't give it too much for props or acting. It is very weird. Most people just, I think you really only see a couple deaths. It doesn't feel like a slasher. But yeah, it's more just a fever dream. Not a whole lot to say about Tourist Trap. I liked it for what it was. It wasn't a very good slasher film, but the imagery of the mannequins coming to life, the screams, the laughing, that all worked. There were shots of Slosson wearing this mask, in the background where the music doesn't pick up, kind of like Halloween, and it's creepy. It definitely builds up its atmosphere and its visuals more so than kills or other scares. So I give it props for that. It's just kind of a hard film to review because there isn't much to it. But yeah, that's probably the best I can do. Tourist Trap, It's alright. Not a great slasher film, but if you want to see something with really eerie, creepy, like visuals, and the effects aren't bad. I mean, they do look cheap. It's just mannequins with mouths opening, but yeah, not much to it. But the visuals and the atmosphere, I can definitely applaud it for. Tourist Trap, kind of a forgotten slasher, but I didn't mind it. Can't recommend it to anybody. You know, you maybe around Halloween time. I'm surprised AMC hasn't really played this. Because, again, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. Its visuals are creepy and eerie, but that's the best I can give it. So for Room 237, that's the best I could do for Tourist Trap. Thank you.